Perhaps the most unique of all of the offerings in the temple was the Korban Pesach, the Pesach sacrifice. And this was brought on the day before Pesach, the 14th of Nisan. It was consumed that evening in Jerusalem, and there were masses and masses of pilgrims who would come for Pesach to the temple, and they would consume their Pesach offering together with the maror and the 4 cups of wine, and it would be an incredible evening of telling over the tale to one's children and praising Hashem. And the Pesach offering has so many different laws about how it has to be consumed and prepared. It's got to be roasted and not boiled. It's got to be roasted whole. It's got to be eaten by one group. It cannot be taken from group to group. You are not allowed to break any bones when you eat it. You're not allowed to leave it over till the next day. There are so many different laws. But besides that, there are also laws about who is allowed to eat it. So, for example, a person who is an arel, an uncircumcised person, was not allowed to eat it. And another example says the Torah is kol ben nechar lo yochel bo, meaning a person who is a stranger, a foreigner, a person who is not one of the Jewish community is not allowed to eat it. But the sages see in this a different level, an extended level of interpretation. Kol ben nechar doesn't just mean a foreign person, but it means even a Jew whose deeds have become foreign to his Creator. In other words, he's become alienated, he has become distant from Hashem. He's a Jew, he's a born Jew, or she, but they've decided that they're moving away from Judaism. They don't believe in God anymore. And this person is not allowed to be invited to consume of the Pesach sacrifice. Why is that so? And the Sefer Chinuch says, well, it's obvious. The Pesach sacrifice is there to commemorate and to symbolize the fact that God is almighty. He intervenes in nature. The Jewish people were enslaved, and he came in with a mighty hand, and he took them out. And he demonstrated his incredible power, and he demonstrated his care and his love for the Jewish people. If somebody turns their back on Judaism, if somebody turns their back on God, then what is the point of having the Korban Pesach? They're going precisely against the symbolism of what it stands for. And that's why they couldn't consume it. Now, that may be true, but it also puts an obligation on us. There are many people who are alienated from their religion, and sometimes through no fault of their own. They didn't receive the best education. They didn't have a home where the warmth of Judaism was communicated to them. We've got to build them up to a level where they're no longer alienated from Hashem and the Jewish people in the community, and get them to a level where they can sit down with us at the Seder, please God, in the times of the temple, and to eat with us the Pesach sacrifice. I wish you a Shabbat Shalom.